This exercise is a pullover on a bench. So I got a bench here. I'm gonna come down until the bench is pretty much across my mid back, right on the level underneath my shoulder blades. I'm gonna take a plate here. I'm gonna press it overhead, and then I'm actually gonna drop my hips down. That's gonna kind of tie up my low back. So I'm gonna be going overhead with this, and I don't wanna do that with my low back, but I wanna get that motion from my shoulders, my chest, my thoracic spine. So I'm gonna find a comfortable spot on that bench, drop my hips down, and then I'm gonna just lower this, keeping some core engagement until I feel a nice big stretch, and then I'm gonna come back over. So I like this for a couple reasons. First, it really gets a stretch in this overhead position. Having my back kind of on the corner of this bench gives a fulcrum to get into some thoracic extension, which is limited on a lot of folks. And then I get some strength and control as I'm strengthening into those ranges of motion. Couple options here. Did that with the plate. For a little more freedom of range of motion, you can use dumbbells. This would be a little bit more challenging, but if the plate is uncomfortable, the dumbbell would also give you kind of more vectors, more angles to choose from. So I'm gonna come here, press up. I like a neutral grip, but you can kind of play around with what grip, and then I'm gonna come here until I feel a stretch. I could play around with a slightly different vector there to hit a different angle, but same deal. And then I can play around with where the bench is on my back. That's gonna hit a slightly different spot, thoracic spine. So I can move closer to my head, and that's just gonna feel a little bit different. Still getting the same shoulder lat stretch, but slightly different in the thoracic spine. And then I can scoot higher, and then that again feels a little different. I'm a little more on the bench here. A couple things that we don't wanna do. First, I don't wanna get this motion through my low back, so I don't wanna be doing that. I want to drop that low back down, and then I want to brace my core so that this really is focused on the chest, shoulders, and thoracic spine. Finally, on head position here, I want to just gently tuck the chin as I come over. So I don't want to get stuck here and then throw my head forward. That's not what I'm going for. So I want to tuck the chin, that gets the deep neck flexors engaged, and then pretty much just keep my head there and come back and then up. So that's the pullover on a bench. That'd be a progression of a pullover on the floor, which we have a video for, because this is gonna be more range of motion, a little more intense stretch, and a little more muscle work through the lats, chest, and the core.